Okay, so today I've got my Peggy drawing drawn out again, and I'm going to do this in a slightly different way. And today I'm going to use charcoal and water. Now, I've got charcoal here, just normal charcoal sticks, but my preferred way of using it is these charcoal pencils. So it's just the charcoal into a pencil. I find it cleaner, easier, a much more comfortable way of working. And I'm going to use this with some water. You may or may not have used water and charcoal together before. So let's get my drawing so I can see it, my photograph. So I'm shading as you would with charcoal. See how lovely and easy these charcoal pencils are to use. So we've got a little bit of shading around the beak. I want to make the edge stronger. Got that nostril again. I'm going to be doing this extremely quickly just for the sake of the demo, but you can take a lot longer over this. So there we have her with her beak, and coming up top here with this lovely crest. Now again, this side is lighter, you've got options of what you do, but I'm going to feather away from her head, and then I'm going to use the charcoal to shade behind her. Lightly shading in the eye, leaving a little bit for light, and then putting the iris in nice and strong. To go with charcoal, it's a bit like pencil. You can press harder, you can be a bit lighter, so you can get your lights and darks within the shading itself, and you get some quite good feather textures too. I'm using a watercolour paper here, and you'll see why in a minute. Negative drawing back into those feather shapes on her chest. A little bit of a scribble up there, but not here. Bringing this dark down on her back, and then coming back into it to make it even darker in places. She had this one light feather down here. Negative drawing again around the shape of these little feathers that she's got down here. Nearly tipped everything on the floor. Shaded bit down her chest. Again, some of these little feathery bits. just quickly drawing. I'm not being too stressy, but this is all again about an exercise to get you out of the doldrums, trying something you've not tried before. A bit of her stumpy bit. Underneath her tummy. Put this foot in, her one good foot. She's got to be somewhere, hasn't she? Bit of something around her foot there. So we've got our lovely Peggy here. So now I'm going to add some water to it. It's just charcoal at the minute, so I've got my 30mm flat brush. Just so you can get a hang of it, I'm just going to start in the background. See, again, it's a bit like the watercolour pencils. It doesn't always take all of the mark making away, but it can create some quite interesting shadows. It's not special charcoal at all, it's just charcoal. Gone over to my round brush here. It turns it into this wonderful soft medium. And you can pick some of it up and move it around. Just show you what I'm doing here. So just on her chest feathers, I'm just picking the charcoal up, and now I've got a little bit of colour onto my brush. So I can just move it around here. I'm going to drag that down a little further. Stick that out to the whole thing. Gives you these wonderful shades, completely different from what we were doing yesterday. Just using that tip of the brush to just pull those feathery marks up and down. And in between I'm just giving my brush a quick wash and then drying it off. Good old dab dab. Working around that beak. Up into that crest. And now we've got to do this lovely bit around the eye. Down into that foot. Right, I now want to take my charcoal pencil. This paper is still damp, so the charcoal doesn't sit on it quite so well. I quite like the different mark that gets. Let's bring that out a little bit further. And I think that gives quite an expressive drawing. But if I just bring back in our Peggy from yesterday compared to our Peggy from today, and you'll see just how totally different they are, but they're done from the same drawing. So if you are a little bit stuck somewhere, just do yourself a drawing that you quite like and try lots of different ways of working with it. And the less you stress about it, the less you worry about it, the more results I think you'll get, and the more you'll get your mojo back. So I hope that's helped a little bit. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you've enjoyed just stepping outside your comfort zone a little bit, but also taking away the pressure of trying to create a beautiful painting, which we all want to do every single time we come into the studio or work at your kitchen table or wherever it is you have permission to work, and that you give yourself that space and that time. If you are in a little bit of the doldrums, if you are a little bit stuck, then trying some of these exercises where it doesn't matter what happens, particularly the allowing your painting to paint itself. Just splash and create and enjoy, and then see what you can make out of it. I think it's a really good way of letting go a little bit and not worrying too much, and hopefully it'll maybe spark an idea of something that you want to do in another way. So I hope it's helped, and thank you so much for joining me.